You want to know who I saw going in there? Everyone you've heard about.
And what do you think the truth is about the Epstein files?
When you mess with that adrenochrome.
This is where Jeffrey Epstein died. Who do you think took Jeffrey Epstein's life? Did you see Bill Clinton going there?
Yeah.
Trump? Today, we're going to be asking people the truth about the Epstein files. This right here is Jeffrey Epstein's mansion here in New York City, estimated around $70 million. How did a man go from being a school teacher, becoming a billionaire, to running one of the most secret operations in a very gross operation in the world? Today, we're going to be asking people the truth about the Epstein files. Right now, Trump has not released the files. He has actually called it a hoax. Pam Bondi said the files were on her desk. Then it comes out that the FBI apparently says there are no files. There's a lot of misconceptions and a lot of things going around about the Epstein files. So today we're going to be asking people the truth about the Epstein files here in New York City. What do you think went down inside this house?
Gruesome things.
What do you want to see happen with the Epstein files, and what do you think the truth is about the Epstein files?
The Epstein file, I think that lady's girlfriend should really let it loose. She's doing the time, but she's gonna hold on, I think. But she need to let them people know what really happened, especially with the younger kids.
And would you like to see them release the files?
Yes. Information is fruit.
And why do you think the government is saying that there are no files, and do you believe that it is a hoax?
No, I believe it's the real deal. It's going on to this day still with Epstein gone, and the government is the main partners in that's involved, and nobody wants to get exposed.
What do you think happened inside this house?
There was a hanging. Somebody hung himself, committed suicide.
And what do you think the truth is about the Epstein files?
I think he was killed. I think Trump has been guilty as hell on everything he does, including the Epstein files.
So there are photos with Trump with Epstein, and they were buddies, and then Trump did ban Epstein from coming to Mar-a-Lago after finding out that he's kind of a creep.
Well, I think he probably sensed that something was going to go wrong or was going wrong, and he acted the best he could. I don't think it was enough, but knowing him, he's going to weasel out of it.
Did you guys ever see any really rich and powerful people walking into this home right here?
No.
No? What do you think happened?
I have no idea.
Have you been living in the neighborhood for a long time?
Yeah.
This is one of the neighbors of Epstein, a woman who lives in the neighborhood and would frequently walk past Epstein's home. Pay close attention to what she says, as she's a first-hand witness about who came in and out of these doors. This is a witness and a testimony like I've never seen or heard before. And did you ever see any really rich and powerful people go inside this building?
You want to know who I saw going in there? Everyone you've heard about.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you name any names?
Yeah, you know them all from the newspaper.
Did you see Bill Clinton going there?
Who?
Bill Clinton?
Yeah.
Bill Gates?
No.
Trump?
Yeah. I think of the other ones. Andrew.
Prince Andrew. You saw Prince Andrew going there. And what do you think actually happened inside of this home?
All the most terrible things you can think of, both. Bad.
And what do you think the truth is about the Epstein files?
Well, someone has them. Yeah. Maxwell probably would be the best source. But she'll stay put.
Did you ever talk to Epstein or Maxwell?
No, I never laid eyes on Maxwell. No, but I knew the couple that took care of him by name.
And what did they say about them?
They left as soon as he was indicted.
And are they still alive?
Never found them. They probably are. They were from the Philippines.
And they
Man
just
and
left?
his wife. Yeah, well, sure, because they would have been interrogated. And we were told, even in our building, when it first happened, not to, because the doormen know everything. They're the ones that would say, they see the security guards, the people, the police, I guess, or someone came to them, and our superintendent said, you don't know anything, No one should be interrogated. I probably shouldn't be doing this, but he's dead, so it doesn't matter.
Who do you think Epstein was working for?
Nobody knows that.
Do you think he was working by himself, or do you think he was working for some other?
No, I think he was smart, pushy, knew how to surround himself with wealthy people, and he was a smart cookie.
How does somebody go from being a school teacher to becoming a multi-billionaire to running?
Well, there were other people that do that, right? He was smart, and he knew how to play the people. He wasn't a rich man, but he surrounded himself with rich people. And you can learn a lot doing that, and they believed him.
And would you like to see Trump make people like the Clintons testify about what they saw at the island?
Yeah. I'd like Trump to come forward, too. He said he was never involved. He won't.
And do you think Maxwell should testify and expose everybody?
Yeah, but she would only do that for a pardon, and they're not going to give her that.
Would you support Donald Trump if he were to give her a pardon to let her spill all the information?
No. Because that means she's out of jail. She was definitely his partner. I believe that.
Yeah, and so you've seen people like Prince Andrew, Trump, the Clintons, a lot of other people walk inside this building.
Yeah, well, you knew it. They all come with security guards who park here or stand out here, so you can't miss it. And I saw plenty over the years. This is a long time ago now, before we knew what was going on. Just young girls. I mean, young.
How old
Teenagers.
were the girls that you saw go in?
Well, because they were coming from schools. They were coming from public schools.
Really?
So they were high school age.
Wow, so you saw a bunch of high schoolers going inside
You
here.
could tell. I always come this way home, and you'd cross the street, and maybe on the far corner would be two girls. Now, don't get nervous. It's going to be all right. He's really a nice man. You know, he promised people that didn't know people like this exist in a gorgeous house like this. They didn't know he was going to abuse them. He said, "Oh, you're so beautiful. You know, when you get out of high school, I'm going to get you a modeling job. I'm going to set you up." And, you know, he promised them all kinds of things, and they unfortunately believed him.
What do you think about some of these girls
He was I must say, I'd see him a lot. Did I ever have a conversation? No. But you don't see it in the newspapers, I think. There was something, he was very attractive. There was something, his eye, I don't know what it was. I mean, I'm a woman, but he had a look, he was attractive. You don't see it in the pictures now. And he always had, you know, tight blue jeans, a pink button-down shirt, very clean. He looked okay. Had a nice smile always. I mean, you wouldn't go, I'm not going to this guy, I don't want to meet in the alleyway, you know. So there was something about him attractive, and people said that about our President Clinton too. He had a look, you know. I never had a conversation, but I see him. I say good morning, you know, like I said good morning to you. I didn't know I was going to get into this.
Wow. And remember this lady, as she has even more shocking things to say at the end of this video. Now let's head over to where Jeffrey Epstein's life did end, but really quick. While we are on the topic of things being removed or deleted, sometimes you do want your own information deleted from the public, like your address, phone number, email, maybe even details about your family, and that's where the sponsor of this video comes in, Delete Me. I've been using Delete Me for about a year now to keep my information away from data brokers as they try to leak it everywhere. Every single day, without you even knowing, your information is being bought and sold online, and the people behind this are data brokers. They scam through your public profiles, social media, anywhere where your information may be. They go ahead and get that and build profiles and then sell it to anybody who wants it. This can then lead to phishing scams, identity theft, and more. But the great thing is with Delete Me, they fight back. They scan these websites, go in and find your information, and then go and get it removed for good. And the great thing about Delete Me is they don't just do it once, they do it multiple times throughout the year, so you don't have to worry about your information popping back up. I recently just got my privacy report back from Delete Me. So far this year, they scanned over 14,000 websites, and they just scanned another 3,000 and got my information removed off of 4 sites. So if you guys want to take control of your privacy, go act now at joindeleteme.com/Shirley and use coupon code Shirley for 20% off. And now let's get back into the video. Jeffrey Epstein was then taken to the Metropolitan Correctional Center. This is where Jeffrey Epstein's life ended, whether it be through him taking his own life or somebody doing an inside hit. They say that Jeffrey Epstein did kill himself. However, a lot of people do believe that there was an order given to go and kill Jeffrey Epstein because of all the information he had and all the blackmail he had on people. And the FBI's videotape, there's a glitch when Jeffrey Epstein does die. So did somebody go in, or did Jeffrey Epstein actually take his own life? Let's see what some people here have to say. And this is where he died, here inside the correctional center. Who do you think killed Jeffrey Epstein? Do you think he did it, or do you think somebody else did it for him?
Oh, someone else, 100%. So they released the video, but they edited out a full minute. Either release the full video or just don't.
And why do you think right now we're not getting the Epstein files? They said they had the files, that they were going to release them.
On the desk.
And now they're not. Now there's apparently no files.
I think the powers that be don't want it released.
And do you think if the Democrats, for instance, had this dirt on Trump before, do you think they would have released it already? Or do you think it's because there's too many people on both sides?
Say that one more time.
For instance, the Democrats did everything to try to get Trump not to be president for the second time, but they never pulled out that he was on the Epstein files.
Right.
So do you think if Trump was on the Epstein files, they would have already been released?
Oh yeah. They would have been beating the drums louder than the other side of the aisle for sure.
And so now, do you think there actually are no Epstein files, or do you think that some really, really important people are on it?
I think there's some really important people on that. And they're going to do whatever they can not to release that information.
And did you vote for Trump?
I did.
And are you regretting the vote?
Not completely, but this is one of the scars on the administration, in my opinion.
This is where Jeffrey Epstein died. Who do you think took Jeffrey Epstein's life? Do you think he did it, or do you think somebody else did it?
Probably somebody else.
You would know.
Would you say this is a government cover-up?
They have all the information, right? So, I mean, between either the last administration and this one, there's a reason why that stuff's not coming out.
And Trump's saying this is a hoax from the Democrats underneath Obama. And do you trust that?
I think it's both parties have individuals that they just don't want that information getting out, and having people that they're close to be connected to that situation. So I think it's both parties involved in.
And I personally think that if the Democrats wanted to go after Trump with the Epstein case, they would have brought this up beforehand.
Correct.
And I mean, they did do a lot of other things. They went as far as creating the whole entire Russia hoax that's now been proven that it was created from Obama and the Democrats.
Yep.
So whether Trump be on this list or not, there's still a lot of fishy things as to what the truth is.
Correct.
Do you think Trump's on the list?
In terms of being at Epstein's Island and whatnot, no. Did Trump have association? I think there's visual evidence to confirm that. But again, I think there's people within both parties and connected to both parties where it's like, well, like if the Democrats were to release it, then like how much is Bill Clinton involved? And if the Republicans release it, then there's people within the Republican Party. I think it's easy to point to the president. I don't think he's in there though.
I personally do not think that Trump did anything at the island. However, I do know that there's photos with him with Epstein, but when he figured out who Epstein kind of was, he banned him from Mar-a-Lago.
Yep. I would agree with that.
So I don't think Trump's in that list of predators.
Well, and I think you get rich people, so like Bill Gates, his name is one that's come up quite a bit. I mean, who is maybe paying people off to make sure that that stuff stays secret and whatnot. And I think with the way like the media works nowadays too, like let's say Pam Bondi released all those files, like Trump's name would be in there, and just the fact that like he was associated with Epstein but maybe wasn't at the island, people don't want to have the capacity nowadays to separate the two where it's just immediate guilt by association or whatnot.
There could be a lot of innocent people that just thought Epstein was some billionaire.
Right, and wanted to be friends and kind of use his money and whatnot.
But then there's also proven that there's stuff that went down at that island.
Correct. Yep.
So it makes it a little hard.
Right.
The only reason I can potentially see why these files are not being released is because of how many people could be on the files that are innocent. And maybe this was part of Epstein's plan to fill a book or client list with as many people as possible to use as blackmail, and then only invite a select few to indulge in the massages that happened on the island. Essentially, this would get dirt on a few people, but then ruin the reputations and trust of anyone else in the files. For instance, Trump being friends with Epstein, but then banning him from Mar-a-Lago means that he knew or had speculations that he was a creep, and then banned him from ever getting close to him once again. Meanwhile, other people like Bill Clinton had accusers say Epstein said, referring to Bill, he liked them young, and Bill Gates' wife allegedly divorced him because of his ties to Epstein. And then there's Prince Andrew, who paid off a victim who then later committed suicide. That is just a theory I have. However, I think they should release the files no matter what. And what did these rich and powerful people indulge in on the island? This guy at the park has a theory. Why do you think that super powerful and rich have been tied up with the stuff that happened on the island? Why do you think they just don't get satisfied doing normal people things and they go to this island?
Because there's things on the island that go on that normal people aren't into. You know? And when you mess with that adrenochrome, you know what adrenochrome is? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you surprised I even said that. I saw your face.
Explain to the people what the adrenochrome is.
Adrenochrome is like a drug. They take children and kill them, and they drink the blood some kind of way. I forget how they drink it or whatever. What they do to it, but yeah. So they basically are like vampires.
So do you think people were drinking the adrenochrome at the island?
I believe that.
Who do you think killed Jeffrey Epstein? Do you think he killed himself, or do you think somebody
He
ordered?
didn't kill himself, man. He got information on too many people.
Who do you think ordered the?
I don't know who ordered it. I can't make a accusation like that, you know. But he was killed. Period. He ain't hang himself. No way.
What do you think the truth is about the Epstein files?
I think the Epstein files a lot more that the public hasn't been given the information to, and I don't believe he committed. I believe he was murdered because that spot, that prison, is corrupt. Okay, and if you got money, you can make moves. Epstein was in a crowd of powerful people. Trump, England, over there with royalty. You don't be around them kind of people and all of a sudden you kill yourself. It doesn't make sense. Powerful people are gonna feel some way. Can we trust this dude? Can he stand up and do the bid? Nah, he's gonna tell. We gotta get rid of him. That's my opinion.
And who do you think ordered the death of Jeffrey Epstein?
I wouldn't say one individual. I would say powerful people that was worried that he might reveal certain things. And before their name even come up, they made moves put in place. Listen, make sure this guy disappears. How, whatever.
Now that people are upset, they have ordered the subpoena of people like Bill and Hillary Clinton to testify.
That's a fact.
What do you think they will say when their time
they're going to
comes?
plead the fifth. They're going to say we have nothing to say. And then they're going to say it's no foul. So why would we testify? Y'all just creating things. It's been dealt with. We investigated it. The investigation is closed. Leave it alone. But certain people are not going to leave it alone. They're going to ask questions, and you're going to see more and more contradicting theories. And listen, everybody got their opinion, but everybody got a different theory. But where's the truth? Truth has a certain sound to it and a ring to it. And that sound and that ringing ain't been coming up. It's been a bunch of theories.
What do you think happened with the Epstein files?
Is it possible that he was more than just a regular, garden variety, like billionaire / perp, with government ties? Yeah, it's quite possible. In fact, if I were to fathom a guess as to why the files are not being released, it's probably a mix of realizing that there are intelligence assets that either he is or his people are, mixed together with the fact that probably people like with, for instance, Prince Andrew, like allies, people associated with allies who are in there that it would cause an international scene. So,
Do you think there actually are files?
what is the word? I guess the question is, what do people mean by files? Like, did Epstein keep a black book of his own?
Is there a list?
Is there? Maybe yes. There is one thing I am very confident with, which is that Trump is not on it doing anything that would get him in hot water, because this person has been more prosecuted, more investigated than anyone. They've invented multiple fake things, including Russia, which we now know was 100% concocted. So if he was in those files, to suggest that Democrats would not have leaked those, either during Obama or during Trump's first term or during Biden's, is ridiculous. So that's the one thing I'm 100% confident of. He's not in there in anything they can use.
So why do you think they're not releasing them? If they said during the campaign that there were the files there, and Pam Bondi even said on Fox News that the files are sitting on my desk. The list is sitting on my desk.
Right.
Why haven't they released them? And now there is no files.
I think that Pam Bondi probably went outside of what she was supposed to say, or what she knew, for that matter. I doubt Trump knew exactly what was in the files in the first place from the last time. If I were to guess, they probably, like I said before, they probably simply realized there were things in there for a variety of reasons they can't have out. And I think there was a miscommunication between them as to what they're allowed to do. Because obviously Pam Bondi has a lot of latitude. I like her. She's done a lot of great things. I think here she just probably went outside of what she was allowed to do, above her pay grade, so to speak.
And for the last interview, we're going back to Jeffrey Epstein's neighbor, who's going to share more about the inner workings and the dark world of Jeffrey Epstein. Anything else you'd like to say about what you saw here at Jeffrey Epstein's house?
No. You knew it was a school before. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah. A big school, very well known. Birch Watham still exists. Jewish school. Private.
Wow.
That's why the building is the size it is. Yeah.
So this was a Jewish private school before?
Yeah.
And who bought this house for Jeffrey Epstein, or how did he afford it?
Wexner.
And who is he?
He only limited, probably other things.
Les Wexner is a multi-billionaire who was one of Epstein's clients from when Epstein randomly went from a math teacher to running a money management firm for billionaires. Wexner was one of Epstein's only known clients, and Wexner gave him the power of attorney, which allowed Epstein to buy and sell properties and make large deals in Wexner's name. And this is how he got the Manhattan home. Wexner's ties and affiliation with Epstein are a mystery, but he plays a key role in Epstein going from a math teacher to billionaire. And how deep do you think this Epstein thing is? How many
Deep
people do you think?
meaning what?
How many people do you think were involved in this operation?
Oh, tons. Who can put a number on it? I personally don't. I don't think Epstein committed suicide. I think he was murdered because he knew too much.
Do you think Trump's a pedophile?
No. He loves women, though. We know that.